Hi everyone, it's Nick here at 45 Degree Sailing. Today I'm going to go over the port of Komiža on Vis with you, because this is an amazing port to come into. It's a beautiful little seaside town, a fishing village, rich with history, and it's just an amazing setting in and amongst the hills here. So on the approach to Komiža, we come around the main point if you're coming from the north, which has got two small islands that sit out from there. There is enough depth in between here, but just be aware there's not a lot of tide in Croatia, but this is a spot that can get a standing wave with a bit of tidal flow through this area if it's wind against tide. So just be aware that everyone's paying attention. I've seen some certain company boats go through here partying and people leave the deck on the bow of the catamaran, so just be careful of that. Komiža is nestled in behind these high mountains, so you're going to expect a lot of wind to come off these mountains in a north, any north sector wind to really rip off the mountains. It's not a bad thing, it's just something to be aware of. Now, Komiža also is a notoriously rolly port. Now this is my call, and I don't like rolly ports. So you can get a swell wrapping in here from so many different directions. So I only really come when I know it's going to be flat, because I'm a very sensitive human being as far as swell goes. But it can really wrap around the port here. You've got this massive break wall, which does a really good job. And then you've got two mooring fields, one out in the main underneath the hill here, and then recently they installed another mooring field to the seaward side of this main break wall, fills into here. And they are good, but they're not super far away, especially in this area. So be aware if you're 50 plus feet and there's 50 plus feet yachts around you, there could be on a light wind night or a no wind night, this is where you get some movement together, and if there's any swell, you're going to be rocking around. So just be aware of that. There is one lateral, green lateral, starboard lateral beacon right on the end of the pier. The depth right off the edge of the pier is very good, 3.5 to 4 meters, so you have good access coming in and around. Be aware there is a lot of fishing boats here. This is a fishing village, so all of the inside of the inner harbour is filled with fishing boats all year round. In the winter or in the off season, like now, the pier has also got a lot of fishing boats on it. But as you can see here in the summer, this is all yachts going stern to the pier. As you approach this pier, of course, you're going to have staff helping you out like normal, though this pier is very high. Okay, we're talking about 1.5 meters at most times, sometimes a little bit more, sometimes less, depending on the surge and the pressure and everything in the atmosphere. So be aware that even on a 55, 60 foot yacht, you're probably going to plank straight off your off the stern of the boat, not off a swim platform. Even some are going onto their rear seats or anything like that. So they can be a very steep plank. So be aware, you probably want to be a little bit closer to the pier and aware of that plank. If you've got a dinghy on the davits, catamaran or whatever, you'll probably need to drop this so that you can get close enough, because your dinghy's not going to hang over top of the pier if it's a low hanging dinghy. Have all facilities here that you would expect to have. All right, you've got power and water, different amperages on the boxes here. You pay a fixed cost. When I say fixed cost, you pay an all-inclusive cost for power, water, and garbage. Then you pay for your berth. During the summer, you don't have an option to not pay for power and water and garbage. In the winter months or in the off-season months, you do. We have toilet and shower facilities here, which have recently been upgraded and are now very nice. They are not large. The male toilets upstairs have 2 showers, 1 toilet, 2 vanities, hairdryer, mirror. Downstairs, the women's toilets have 2 toilets, 2 showers, hairdryers, 3 vanities, that sort of thing. So it can get a bit of a queue. So I'd say if you want to use those facilities, pick the non-peak times, but they're still very nice and well maintained and clean since their upgrade. The garbage is located at the end of the pier, at the city end of the pier, and you can put your garbage in here. This gets cleared out every day. There is recycling options, so if you separate between plastic, glass, and then general rubbish, you'll be able to do that at those bins. The office is also located here in this end building. Staff are very friendly. They often give you help for anything you need around the city or any information for taxis, etc. like that. You can also now pay by card. Don't be alarmed if you have to pay 2 different payments, okay? This is how it works in Croatia, and we're just really happy that we can now pay by card at these ports. So you have to pay 2 payments if you're paying by card, one for the berth and then for the facilities and the power and water. This port is generally a first come, first served basis. So when you arrive, if there's a space, you'll be able to jump on there. Truth be told, there are skippers that have a relationship with some of the dock staff and they will reserve a couple of spots on the pier. And if they're late, it's kind of tough. They won't get to be held forever. So if you find a mooring ball out there that's free, it's first come, first serve. The dock staff will come out to you to collect payment for that mooring ball, and then there are water taxis and things that will circulate the area within the season to take you to the shore and back. Traditionally, that's been between 10 and 20 kuna per person return trip to your boat. As far as the town itself goes, it is a great place to visit. There is the walk up to Sveti Nikola, up to the church up there, rich with history. As I said earlier, this is a fishing village and they have a celebration every year where they burn a sacrificial boat for that celebration. And then there is fishing from here with traditional yachts that go all the way out to a far island. It's also a great access point for the Blue Cave and Bishevo Island, which is about 45 minutes sail from here to the island. Amongst the city, you have bars, restaurants, cafes, attractions. There is also a couple of dive stores. You can do diving trips here from Komiža, and it's just a beautiful walk through the surrounding area. There is a small marine supply shop with not a lot, but they've got some fishing equipment and bits and pieces, but not really many technical items. If you need help with your yacht while you're here in Komiža, there is a number of service agents on Vis. I will link the ones I know down below, and we actually had one come and help us here. They were here in 45 seconds almost, it felt like, and helped us out, ordered parts from Split to come in. But there is not a big supply of marine equipment on the island. So all in all, a really nice port to visit. I would say it's a don't miss out spot if you've got the time to travel around Vis while you're here sailing in Croatia, or even just visiting. You can get the ferry to Luka Vis and then get a taxi or a bus over here in 15 or 20 minutes. Thank you for watching. My name's Nick, 45 Degrees Sailing. If you have any questions about the port or the town or anything, drop it in the comments below, or even if the video was just helpful. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of this information, and we will see you on the water.